Mo saying, you have an assumption that London-based Farsi media like Manoto or BBC Farsi. Okay, so I should give some context for this question before I read it. So there's a huge conspiracy in Iran that BBC Persian, and another channel called Manoto is working with the Islamic Republic of Iran and is basically working as their propaganda arm. Okay, I know that sounds ridiculous, but Mo agrees with that. Okay, I think Mo also is thinking I am ridiculous for suggesting that, I don't believe that. Okay, so yeah, so let's read that. Susanna's me find. All right, so Mo is saying you have an assumption that London-based Farsi media like Manoto or BBC Farsi. Oh wow, Iran International as well. Okay, Iran International are against the Iranian tyrant regime, but we know historically that these London-based Farsi media were directly behind the Iranian looting of so he's talking about the revolution, the Islamic Revolution of 1979, to ensure Europe and America get their cheap oil instead of having to pay petroleum that Shah of Iran was creating. Okay, first of all, just this first paragraph is kind of insane. Okay, I mean, I thought Iran International is funded by the Saudis. So you're saying just because they're London, just because BBC historically supported Khomeini, now every single Farsi news outlet that is based in London must be pro-Islamic Republic because of that historical reality. Even Iran International, who's funded by the Saudis. So you're saying the Saudis are funding a media outlet that is supporting the Islamic Republic of Iran, and your evidence for that is that your only evidence for that is that they're based in London? Yes, you're saying yes? Yeah, you're in the live chat, you're saying yes. Your entire evidence for why this is Iran International, which has been a thorn on the Islamic Republic's side, you still think that Iran International is supportive of the Islamic Republic, even though like most of the news that we get out of Iran, most of the Iranian news that we're getting against the Islamic Republic comes from Iran International. You still think that these are hidden agents of the Islamic Republic, and your evidence for that is that their offices are in London. That's your evidence. Do you have any other evidence? Like, okay, you're saying Iran International hires Iran, the Islamic Republic journalists. Okay, if by hire you mean having guests on that they pay, because they pay people who come on their show, Iran International brings on guests from all sides, including anti-regime sides. They want to provide arguments from all sides, so that's what they do. Like, I mean, that's what they should be doing. And like Mo's like, how simple are you? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm very simple. That I'm not buying into your conspiracy. Oh my god. Okay. They constantly bring mullahs. Well, good. They should bring mullahs. I want to hear their side. And they challenge the mullahs. Hey, Mo, we bring mullahs. We have had mullahs on on our Persian show on the Farsi channel. You're like, Khosrow was never there. Atin never there. You never there. Okay, first of all, I am very aggressive about the way I talk. So I know, like, I burned the Quran. Obviously, they're not going to have people like me on there, okay? But they had, like, you were never there. They had Masih Ali-Najad there. They had so many people, so many aggressively anti-regime people on there. You're insane. You're being insane. And you're like, oh, you're being so simple. Yes, of course they're going to bring people from the other side. It wouldn't be a news agency if they only brought one side. It would be just a propaganda. It would be like, it would be, what kind of a news channel would you have if they didn't bring anybody from the other side to come defend their position? This is crazy conspiracy. This is like insane, crazy conspiracy. Okay, let's continue. Let me read the rest of the question. In fact, Khomeini was based and protected by France while dissidents against. Yeah, I know the history. I know that BBC had a major impact. BBC Persian had a major, no, the BBC as a whole had a major impact in getting Khomeini's audio from France to Iran and helping the Islamic Revolution of 1979. I know that. You're like, what? And you're like, why don't you want to learn the lesson? I know this stuff. Okay. I know this stuff, but I'm not as simple as you to think that this will basically mean that everything that comes out of London must be pro-Islamic Republic. Okay. I also, even BBC Persian has many different people working with different ideologies. Some of them are reformers. Some of them are anti-regime. Some of them, they're being a reformer and being pro-regime. You could hear that is going to affect the way they speak about, so I understand that about BBC Persian. Okay. But I'm not like black and white like you to think like, oh, BBC Persian is just pro-regime. Even BBC Persian had many anti-regime people as guests on there. And many hosts there arguing many times against regime, against Khamenei himself. Okay. But yet they also had guests on that was pro-regime. I want, that's good. I want that. I want to hear what pro-regime people have to say. It's actually make our job easier. We have to listen to what pro-regimes have to say if we want to be more effective against their positions. That's why I see BBC Persian as an asset. Thank you for bringing pro-regime people on, so I know what they have to say, so I'm more equipped against their arguments. God damn it, you guys! What do you want? You want to live in a bubble? You want to just hear? You like? Oh no! If your news agency has to only say my talking points, and everything you say has to be something that I agree with, and if you bring anybody on that disagrees with my position, that means you are the agent of the enemy. Unbelievable. See, Negar agrees with me. If Negar agrees with me, that means I'm right. And then consider, why don't you want to admit who the real, like they say. So most things, we see their arguments every day on Iranian news channels, okay? Okay, well, I don't watch Iranian TV. So thank you, BBC Persian, for showing me their arguments, because I want to see their arguments. Thank you so much, BBC Persian and Iran International, okay? So where was I? And then it continues. Why don't you want to admit the real enemies of Iranian people? Well, the real enemies of Iranian people. See, you guys are just like, you know who you sound like, Mo? You know who you sound like? You sound like Khamenei right now. Because you guys are like, enemies. The world is not this black and white, okay? The world is like more complicated. I hear something sometimes when I'm watching BBC Persian, they say things that I just cringe. I'm like, what the hell? This was like I see some of their pro-regime arguments. So they have guests that say things about the regime that makes me want to break my screen, right? Okay, but I'm not like you. Like, oh my God, this means BBC Persian is the enemy. Okay, I don't see the world in black and white like you do. Okay, and then continues. Everyone is on the side of the Iranian. Oh my God, look at this. Everyone is on the side of Iranian Islamic dictatorship. Okay, you know who you sound like? You sound like the Islamic Republic of Iran, who thinks like everything bad that happens must be like the Zionists. Okay, you just see the enemy everywhere. Okay, I'm telling you, just like a lot of people in the Islamic Republic, if they lose their shoe, they're like, oh, it was the Mossad stole my shoe. This is not a meme. This has actually happened. Somebody lost their shoe in their mosque and they blame the Mossad for it. Okay, you guys are still like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure if you lose your shoe, you're gonna be one of those people who's like, oh, it was the Islamic Republic of Iran who stole my shoe. Okay, and now here's the most funniest part of it. By the way, guys, like as you see, as if you're a patron, it's not going to give you immunity from me attacking. I don't know if this is going to reduce some incentives for people to become patrons, but this is a patron. I'm treating Mo like this, and he's a patron. I'm supporting us financially, and I'm attacking him like this. Okay, but this is how it's going to be. Okay, so just be warned that this is, if you're a patron, you're not going to get. I'm still going to attack your views. Okay, so. The last part is saying, do you have a rebuttal or proof that foreign-based media supported by these nations want to help free the Iranian people? No, I don't. I don't think they want to free the Iranian people. I think they're a news agency and they want to report the news. What are you saying? First of all, you made two logical fallacies here. You're making a claim that they are agents of the Islamic Republic. So you're making the claim. You need to prove that. Okay. I'm not making a claim that they are the agent of the Iranian, like they are the BBC Persian is like a revolutionary force against the Islamic Republic. I didn't claim that. You're putting words, so you made a straw man, and you also misunderstand that the burden of proof is on your shoulders. You're making a claim that they are secret agents of the Islamic Republic, so you're the one who needs to provide the proof for that. Okay. And my claim is not that they are trying to free people. My claim is that they're just a news agency, and they're doing sometimes a good job reporting the news. Sometimes they're not doing a good job reporting the news. For example, the time that they were obsessed with talking about the royal family in the UK, that was like such a waste of time, especially on the Persian side of it. Sometimes they're doing a good job, sometimes they're not doing a good job, but I appreciate that they exist, especially Iran International. I can't believe, like, if you're I know that there's this conspiracy that BBC Farsi is like pro-Islamic Republic, but you're even extra cuckoo if you even think Iran International is also with the Islamic Republic. Like, I don't know how far down this conspiracy lunacy have you gone, but if you even think Iran International is also with the Islamic Republic, simply because their offices are in London, then you have gone absolute cuckoo. Okay, you're insane.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.